Hey everybody, I'm in CONGAREE, South Carolina, and this is a national park, and there's some really big, large, old growth trees here, and I'm having a blast, and thanks. So I'm going to show you my footage. I found a bunch of pawpaws over here. So there's one here, there's one slightly bigger over here. We were trying to see if there were any immature pines, but we haven't found any. And then we started looking at the understory and found a whole bunch of pawpaws. That must mean that there might be a big pawpaw here that I have to find. There's a bunch of pawpaws by that pine. And then I saw a nice little baby over here. Probably a 2 or 3 year old. I still haven't found any small pines. Curious why they're not multiplying. More pawpaws here. You can see they flower, but no fruit. But they're obviously multiplying through roots, and some of them, the bigger ones, are probably causing fruit to happen.
Yeah, that just reminded me of the movie Shrek.
I wonder if they'll sprout eventually if they...
Like some freaky sci-fi stuff.
It does. It looks like it's from a different world. This lake must go up really high at some points and then come back down a lot. And so then they just grew this habit. If someone were to describe this, I would have said, nope, that can't happen. Look at how massive their feet are.
It is unusual to find pines growing in wetland areas. However, loblollies can tolerate living in wet conditions better than many other species of pines. Loblolly pines are the tallest trees in South Carolina. This tree is over 150 feet tall and is a former state champion. That means it used to be the highest tree in the state.
That's amazing.
Which means that I'm pretty sure this is the big one.
Yeah, this is the biggest one. And we can tell because we've been looking at them all day. Let's see if we can get to the top.
This fallen loblolly pine may have lived for 2 centuries before Hurricane Hugo knocked it down in 1989. Cut to clear the trail, an inspection of the rings in the trunk reveals stories of forest fires, droughts, and years of abundant rainfall.
All right, we found the stump. So it was right here. Oh, 1989 it fell, breaking the path. And then they cut it up and they brought it there, and they decided to put most of it there because maybe that's where they assumed it would have fallen.
The low area you see on both sides of the boardwalk is called a gut. Guts and sloughs are low channels in the forest that help disperse water throughout the floodplain when the CONGAREE River floods. The guts fill with water prior to the entire forest flooding. During floods, silt and soil are deposited, replenishing the floodplain with nutrients.
That's awesome. So that's what they call the guts. And we suspected that it was flooding here, right? Because that's we saw the growth happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big one that fell. Took up a lot of the floor with it.
Yeah, you can see that it fell that long ago because these planks look new.
Yep. But it seems like the people who work here are really good at dealing with those issues. Mm-hmm. They're keeping the boardwalk nice. That was a massive tree. I wonder why it fell.
The sawwood's still even on the path.
I know, this must have happened a couple days ago. I kind of want to go peek at it. That's easily 10 feet high. There's deer track back here. It's actually good for the forest for this to happen, as long as it's an old growth forest. It basically causes like a pond to grow. Like a natural pond formed there now. Ooh, that was wetlands right there. I'm gonna get back up. That's amazing. It looks like the land just gave way. The land couldn't hold it. It couldn't hold its roots against its own weight. The land must have like eroded.
A slight increase in elevation of only a few inches, switch cane dominates the forest floor in this area. Although it looks similar to bamboo, an invasive plant in South Carolina, it is more closely related to sugar cane. A dense growth of switch cane is called a canebrake. Canebrakes were so prevalent in South Carolina during early European settlement that the phrase was historically used on maps to describe vast areas of switch cane. Access to this forest is free, so you should definitely check it out for yourself. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button.